Hey everybody. So I decided, because I have nothing to do Christmas morning, because of a change in family plans, why not do a quick little Christmas morning designing live stream for you guys. So first of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that stuff to all you guys out there. This is going to be a combination of just me talking and then designing in Fusion and back and forth and back and forth. So why not? Okay, so the basis of this whole design project actually is, and I really hope she doesn't find the live stream because that will be bad, but over the weekend, Danielle and I made an emergency trip up to Jimmy Shaw's Tidbits place in Salinas to pick up some stuff that I had stored over there. And you know how Instagram kind of comes up with interesting ads. And one of the things that came up on our Instagram was these really cool lightsabers that are made out of machined aluminum. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be able to pull it off in aluminum, but I figured I could always 3D print one. So we'll see where that goes. Hey, 3D Gessner, how's it going? Merry Christmas. Oh, it's all good, dude. Trust me, I know how it is. It was kind of like a last second thing. I'm like, I'm going to design some stuff. Let me just jump on Fusion. So I totally understand if people can't stick around for very long. I completely get it. You know, spend time with your family if you can. But in my case, I had some free time. So I'm like, let's design. So let me grab a link really fast to the one that I'm pretty sure I remember she liked. It's that guy. It's a pretty simple design. I have no clue if the website's legit or not. So I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but what I am saying is the design was really interesting. I'm going, yeah, that's cool. Thinking totally in my head, like, yeah, be careful what you wish for. So, you know. Oh wow, it's 6:30 over there in Belgium. How's the weather over there? So the plan is we're going to come up with our own design of this guy. And one of the cool things is you can equip it with a like an acrylic rod, so it'll glow. And I just happen to know that she likes purple, and the best that I could find was an ultraviolet LED from an electronic surplus store I know well in the Valley, Los Angeles Valley in Van Nuys. So we're going to use that. And then I was poking around on Amazon right before the stream, and I found these really cool momentary push button switches, and you can get them where, I mean, when you press it, it only stays on as long as you press it, but it can glow blue, which is pretty darn close to purple. So why not? Oh my gosh, 2 degrees Celsius. So that is, geez, just above freezing. Yeah, you guys have it cold out there. That is cold. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into Fusion. So I'm going to fire my phone up really fast so I can stare at chat. Hey, Rover, what's up, dude? Let me see if I can find myself. Perfect. Okay, so I have chat on my phone, so I can do my best to talk to you guys. Let's jump into screen share. Okay, bear with me. I haven't gotten much sleep the last few days. Okay, boom. Now we're in Fusion. So I feel bad for everybody who designs in millimeters. Sorry, guys. My brain still works in inches generally, but because it is Christmas and I'm trying to do things a little bit differently here, I'm going to attempt to design this thing in millimeters. So I have a ruler here to help me judge sizes. So let's make the body of this thing 60 millimeters on the outside. Oh, whoops. Fusion still thinks I want to work in inches. No, I actually want to change it to millimeters for once in my life. Millimeters. Okay. This should be really fun. So enjoy me potentially making a complete and utter idiot of myself attempting to design in millimeters. Okay, I'm going to go I'll go 55. That's close enough to 2 inches. And I'll make it with, because I want this thing to have some strength, I'll make it with a, oh, I don't know. What about a 3mm wall? Yeah, it's about 1/8 of an inch. That'll work. And then for the length of it, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe 24mm. Yeah. Oops. Meant that to be 240. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm thinking I might do is I think I'm actually going to put a small cap on the bottom. So I think I'll make it 250 overall. Let me see what kind of thread I can put on here. Create thread. Oh yeah, I don't want the thread to go up all the way though. You know what? Let me just tell it because I want the thread to be about 10mm long. I'll just make a 10mm section, and then I'll extrude another section from there. There we go. Create thread, modeled. Yeah, 48mm works. Yeah, I want a pretty fine pitch thread here, so we'll do that. That works. That looks pretty. So I'll just draw a circle here, circle there. Let's say it was, what's the wall thickness again, Calvin? It was 3mm. Okay. There we go. So that was 10, and I said I want it to be 100. Let's go 130 there. Perfect. So now we have our thread on the bottom. Perfect. Let me just draw the bottom cap piece while I'm at it, just for the heck of it. That would probably actually have to come in. I want it 48 because that's what it modeled to. Turn that guy off. And then pull that guy down like, I don't know, another 10. We'll make it kind of a thick cap. Why not? So I need that to be solid. Yeah, you guys can't tell, my brain is not 100% with me this morning, so sorry in advance if I seem a little klutzy at this, but I've been going almost nonstop the last few days, and it's finally catching up to me, I think. -8. Okay. I never put a chamfer on the other thread, which I think I will end up doing. Put a nice 1mm chamfer. Create a thread there. It's modeled 48, about 1.5. Bingo. Let me go back to the original model and put a chamfer on the bottom before I forget. That just makes screwing the threads in that much easier. You know what? I'll make that like 0.5 millimeter. Yeah, that works a little better. I'll still keep the top one with a pretty big one because it doesn't matter. Oh, good. You guys can see what I'm doing in Fusion. Perfect. Okay, so we've got that basic bit done. Now, the design of this has the beveled. You know what? I think I'll make it a little longer. Oops, I'm all over the place. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll make the overall longer. 50, 175. Let's go 200. 190. There we go. Now we're talking. Oh yeah. Oh, that thing's gonna look. Yeah, that's going to look cool because that's about 8 inches long. Perfect. Oh, yeah. So let me just label everything as body and cap. I highly recommend labeling what everything is. It's a very good idea. Hey, what's up, 3D Medic Vince? Glad to see you in here. I'm just doing a little for fun Fusion live stream because things are a little discombobulated right now with when we're going to do things here. So it's kind of like, well, I practically have the house to myself, so let me make the most of it. And it's going to design in Fusion anyway, so why not have a little bit of fun, drag you guys into the mess, you know, all that good stuff. Because nothing screams Christmas time like a good Fusion 360 live stream. Am I right? Perfect. There. That. Then go out from the edge 5. Get back here. You know, I'm trying to run chat on my phone. It's a little dodgy sometimes. I'll go 10 millimeters to get a nice bevel here. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna look good. It's gonna look real good. So let me think. Yeah. I'll just take, I'll symmetric that, pull that across, take out the end cap, that guy, extrude, bam, bam, boom. Yeah, let me look at the original. I'm not trying to make an exact copy of the original here, but I want to kind of, yeah, I think the end needs to be beveled a little more. But I also want to make it look unique because, you know, there we go. That works. BD Medic Vent says, just use Fusion 360 to recently for a project of mine, needed to be able to trace an object in a photo to get the shape I needed. Another option you can use is you can use a program called Inkscape, and you can also trace a design in there. The only problem with that is you would need to scale the drawing up to the right size, but I have done tracing jobs in the past quite a few times, so I know it well. Hey, Paul. Merry Christmas, dude. Glad to see you in here. Just doing a little bit of messing around here. Let me just jump over to McMaster-Carr really fast for plastic rod sizes. Plastic rod. Plastic. Let me pop Hangouts out so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. I need one of those stream decks really bad. Okay. Here we go. Now you guys can see what I'm doing at McMaster. So they're not the cheapest, but I tend to use them as a really good place just to grab fast information about things. So in my case, I want solid rod that is about a foot long. Yeah, we'll just say foot long. How's Christmas so far? Nothing really exciting, honestly. Don't want to go into it too much, but it's Christmas time. It's always been a little up and down for me, so I'm just hoping this year goes good, so we'll see. But you know, let's put it this way. The holidays are always hard in their own right, so I feel for everybody. So, but don't want to dwell on that. So let me see. I need clear. I want clear. So we got clear, we got acrylic. What's cheaper? So let me do some fast metric here. Millimeters to inches. Inside of that is 49. So that works out to, okay, just under 2 inches. really don't want one that big though, because that'd be kind of expensive. What's the price range I'm looking at? 16, 14, 18. So I think my best bet would probably be a 1.5 inch by 1. I'll just add it to my cart so I remember it. So 1.5 inches is 38 millimeters. If I go 38.5, yeah, I'll do that. So for the top part here, I need to create a holder for my rod, effectively. Whoops, that's not the plane I wanted to offset. I'll set that guy, and I want it to also sit inside here. So yeah, we'll do that. This is going to serve double duty as rod holder and also hold the LEDs inside. That will light everything up. So I need 38.5 millimeters. Let me tell it to go back to Fusion. Come on. Come on. Yes, I want screen share. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry guys if this keeps jumping all over the place. I'm doing what I can with Hangouts, which can be a little confusing sometimes. I want 38, not 385, 38.5. And I'm going to pull that guy. I'm going to see if it'll let me. Oh, yes. Thank you, Fusion. Thank you. That made my life really simple. Then on the inside, I just need to design up for the LED array. So I'm just going to pull that guy down like 5 millimeters. Wrong way. Yes. 5. Join. And then what I'm going to do to help reduce or eliminate the need for supports is once I get the ring for holding the LEDs designed up, I'm going to probably put a chamfer on the inside, partly for strength and partly for just making it easier to print, because I'm not sure if the printing orientation will be with, it might actually be with that end on the bed, which might make printing the threads a little tricky, but we'll see about that. In the worst case scenario, what I figured I can always do with the threads is I could always, after Christmas, go to my old machine shop class place and actually just jump on a lathe and create a die in the shape of this thread. So what I do is I'd cut a rod with that thread profile in it, then take it over to a milling machine and then just cut a couple of lines in it, or already have the lines in there, probably have some grooves cut in there so you can cut material out, thread it, deburr the edges, and just send it through the, rub it in there a couple of times to fit things, but we'll see. I'm not too worried about it because the whole point is this is just a cap, and I'm probably going to print this in ColorFab's Engine instead of regular PLA, just so that way it's got some strength to it, hopefully. And I might even print it with a point, like a 0.25 nozzle, so it's got really good detail for the threads. So the LEDs themselves are 5 millimeters in diameter. So I'm going to go 5.1, just so that way there's some tolerance room. 90 degrees, section line. And I don't need the LED ring in here to be huge, but yeah, 3D Gessner's right. He goes, made a few threads and they work great. Smaller threads need smaller layer heights. That's the plan. What I'm probably going to do is, if I'm printing with a 0.25 nozzle for this, which I might very well do because there's some external details I need to add later. The highest layer height I can print with that, I think, is 0.12, which is 60% of the nozzle height, somewhere around there. And so automatically I can't print very high. And I find about 0.1, 0.12 seems to work great for small threads anyways, plus you're doing it with a small nozzle. So the amount of filament flow you're going to get is a lot less anyways. So kind of just works out great that way all around. So the one thing I do need to see is how big, okay, it is 6 millimeters at the base. So I'm just going to go 6.5, but I'm going to construction line that. Outer ring tells me how big the LED is with external bevel around it so you can press it into something. So that way I know if I'm getting too close to features or not. Believe me, been there, done that. Got the award, but I didn't want it. So I just did a rectangular pattern with that because it was easy. Now I'm going to do a circular. I'm just going to select these outside guys. Yeah, 0.25 nozzles are nice, Gustner, but the problem with them is you got to be really, really careful to make sure that your machine stays clean, your nozzle stays clean, or what will happen is because the nozzle is so tiny, it will just jam up without warning. I actually was printing a modified version of the earring holder that I did a long time ago, and don't know how, but somehow something got in the filament and just clogged the heck out of the nozzle. Thankfully, I was able to run about 8 or 10 atomic poles on it, and I was able to get it to work again. But it's not exactly the Christmas present I wanted from the Ultimaker, walking out there going, oh, is the print? Ah, shoot. So yeah, if you're running a small nozzle, be very careful. Definitely run a filament cleaner. Those little bits of dust and whatnot will just absolutely make your life miserable. Take it from somebody who knows the hard way this morning. It's not fun. So let's see. I think that's enough LEDs. So what I'm thinking I might do here actually is to make wiring the LEDs in a little bit simpler, because I might design the top piece so it locates onto the bottom piece. So let me just see something here. Let me split this body. And welcome to Design 101 with Calvin, where pretty much what you're seeing is this is the unedited, unglamorous, Calvin's literally designing things on the fly method of doing things. So don't be scared to, you know, make running revisions. There's nothing wrong with that. And I do it, I honestly do it all the time. If you guys can't tell, I mean, already I've decided that I'm going to make the top piece print separately from the bottom piece, just because, well, it makes my life easier. So you just stop that. It's going offensive wrong on me. Not there. So what I think I'm going to do, because I have a 1.5 millimeter wall, is I'm going to go 1.4 on the edge. I'm going to pull this side down 3 millimeters, so it's going to cut that. Yeah, perfect. Then I'm going to come here going to do the same. Or, so what this is doing is it's creating a small tolerance on the edge. So that way when I go to locate stuff, it's easier to do, which we like easy around here at Make It with Calvin. Why overcomplicate life? Life is already complicated enough. Join, done. Yeah, Gessner's saying his first house fixing design had 5 versions. Last one was last one on the spot, the very first time. What I think he meant to say is they got it right the first time. Okay, so let me just relabel things here. I'm just gonna label this mid body and light end. But yeah, when I go to print this guy, that's gonna probably be resting down. And then I'll see if I can print that part without supports. I'm not too worried about that side looking perfect because it's probably just going to have the LEDs sitting in there anyways. What I might end up doing, but we'll see, is I might fill it in with a little bit of epoxy just so it sits flat. But we will see. I want to keep this simple. This is already becoming complex. So the next step is we obviously need a push button. I'm just going to jump on over to the push button really fast. And it is 16 millimeters across. So what let me see something. I'm not entirely sure actually which side I want to put the switch on. Oops. I think I will make 2 versions of this then. Yeah, you learn a lot about clearances, and that's something I constantly try and tell people when designing things is you need to keep clearances in mind. You need to keep clearances in mind. You need to keep clearances in mind. They think I'm a broken record, but I speak from hard-learned experience with not keeping clearances in mind, and then stuff goes wrong, and then you get really mad, and yeah, it's fun. So let me see here. I've decided I'm going to come up with, thinking of maybe coming up with 2 different versions of where the light goes, but we'll see. Do you guys think the light switch should be on the low side of the bevel or the high side of the bevel? I kind of feel like it should be on the low side of the bevel because I would think you'd have the bevel aiming towards whoever you're going after, but what do I know? I've never seen Star Wars yet. So, okay, so we got the hole. We will need to indent that a little bit. All right, have a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and whatever else you celebrate over there in Belgium, Gessner. Have a good one. So one thing I do want to try and do with this is keep this as flush with the body as I can. So it's 18 by 1.5. Okay. Let me make a tangent plane at this point. Tangent plane, there, reference, boom. There to maybe there. Oh, I'm gonna try telling that. No, that won't work. Catch that. Okay, that's not working. Okay. Little ahead of myself there. Let me just start over. Tangent plane there. Perfect. Now I can pull it up, and that was 16. And then the outside diameter of it was 18. 16. 18. Okay, perfect. So the idea is I want this light as flushes again. Hey, TT West, Merry Christmas. How's it going up there? So I'm actually going to pull that guy all the way through, and I think I'll actually do the same with that guy too. Yeah. Do I? No, I don't. I actually just want to pull that guy like that, and then pull that guy. Yeah, let me just pull it in 3 millimeters. Cut that. Let me see. You know what? Let me just go minus 1.2. Is I don't want it to be too thin right there, but ideally I want the light, because it says it's 1.5 millimeters from the edge. Yeah. The idea is I want the push button to be not, you know, crazy recessed, but I want it just enough to get the job done. Okay. No, it's not going to work. Just pull that guy down. You know what? We'll go minus 1.5. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. If you need any help with the Roblox, let me know, and I can do my best to play remote troubleshooting from Southern California. All right, my phone keeps shutting off, but no big deal. Okay, I'm kind of liking how that's looking. My only concern is on the inside, I'm going to need a flat area to screw to, not unless I come along and do a thread, which I think I might do. Modeled, I believe it is M16 by 1. Yeah, M16 by 1. Right hand thread, modeled in there. So this thread might not be perfect, but I think it will work. So if I am going to put a thread in there, there's one minor modification I'm going to make to this, and that will be to actually, I'm going to intentionally, I'm just going to eyeball up, and I'm going to teardrop the top piece because I don't want the thread, because I know the top, when you're printing in a PLA, tends to have a lot of issues with the top of the threads not turning out so good. So the idea is by just cutting the notch in the top kind of helps with that. And obviously the threads are going to be what they're going to be, but at least it's something to help hold the switch in place. Although, you know what? The heck with it. We'll just glue it in place. Let's not overcomplicate our life here, Calvin. Yeah, we'll just glue the switch in place. It'll be fine. Okay, yeah. So I made the inside a little little bit bigger just for good measure. Okie dokie. Now all I need to do is, I think I will make the inside flat though, just for the sake of strength, because we did weaken the plastic up in that area, and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna make that 18. Do there. Yeah, we'll do that, and then I'll just come along and wrong sketch, right sketch, and then I'll just do that. I know this is probably not the proper way to do it, but you know what? If it works, that's all that matters. Hope you do it. How's it going? Merry Christmas. Just having fun dinking around here on Christmas morning, because that's what I do for fun. Decided to drag you guys along for the hot mess of Calvin trying to design things while he's still not fully awake. So we'll just pull that up. Bam. Boom. There we go. So what that did is it just created a little flat on the inside. Obviously, I should have thought of that ahead of time, but this whole project is pretty much, oh, hey, that's a great idea. Let me go design that. Turns into, oh, hey, let me turn it into a disaster of a live stream while I'm at it. So, oh well. Nobody ever said design had to be glamorous. Don't worry about that. How in the heck did I obliterate my threads down there? Ah, shoot. Wait. Whoops. Wow, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Okay. Top view. Told you guys this was going to be a messy live stream. I'm living up to that promise, I think. Okay. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, now it's looking pretty good. What happened to the front though? Oh crap, what did I do? Okay, so that's there. I see where I went wrong. Oh, wow. This is the only problem with designing on a live stream. There's no editing out all your klutzy mistakes. Oh well. Welcome to design, guys. Okay, okay. Enough of that embarrassing mistake. Later, we now have the basic shape done. So if we jump over in the screen share, stop the screen share. Okay, so now let me jump on over to, just jump over to here. Ignore the fact that it's the button. Now if we jump over to here, we'll see that there's some details on this. I'm not gonna worry about that at the moment. Here's a good overall. So the plan is I'm gonna add my own stripes there, add some there, add some stuff there, add some stuff there. Personally, I like keeping things somewhat simple, and I'm actually thinking for here, instead of putting the grooves in, I'm actually thinking of making them external, just so you actually have a better grip on it. But we'll see about that. But the idea is I'm not trying to make an exact copy of it. I'm actually trying to do my own stylized version of it that's actually, in my opinion, a little bit better than the original. Now I understand the original, I put that in quotes, the one that I'm working off of, is a piece of anodized aluminum, so they can't really do a whole lot with that. But we're not using aluminum here, so we are going to use all the wonderfulness that the 3D printer can do. Okay, come on. Share Fusion, you can do it. Don't hang up on me. Oh, great. Hangouts is freezing. All right, come on, do it. Sorry, guys, if you can still hear me. Hangouts completely froze on me. I'm going to give it a minute. Hopefully it'll correct its attitude problem. Okay. Crap. Looks like Chrome is frozen. All right. All right, I'm back. Wow. Actually, there was a resume function, which is nice. Sorry about that. For some reason, when I went to go do screen share, Chrome just completely froze on me, which is not something I like very much. So I'm just giving Fusion a second here to open, and then I will bring you guys back into Fusion, hopefully. Screen share, application, Fusion. There we go. Was that so hard, computer? I guess so. Okay. I'm back. Sorry again about that. Sometimes stuff happens. Much as I love my laptop, I've noticed over time with the latest of the wonderful Microsoft updates, it's really getting problematic to do things sometimes on here. So, oh well, I'm cheap. I'm going to keep using it, but not exactly fun. Right now, for fun, I'm just putting on some detail. So the plan is, we're going to set symmetric. There we go. Oh, let me try 5. I'll try 4.5. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. You guys can still hear me. Let me know. I'll just remove the bottom parts because we don't need that. So we can go. We can cut some grooves in there. Yeah, those are cool, but they're a little deeper than I'd like. So I think I'm gonna go straight length go. Okay. Hold on a sec. Need to adjust something here. that out like half a millimeter. That's pretty cool. You know what? Let me just put a ever so tiny fillet on the edges too. Oh, that's looking cool. I actually kind of like the difference between the grooves up there and the bevel on the bottom. But you know what? I think that's a few too many grooves. They're just close, spaced way too close together. Yeah, I think I'm gonna adjust the number. It's cool, but not entirely digging it. Oh well. That's how it goes sometimes. So I'll just come up like 3 millimeters. Section line, all that. There you go, 3. Perfect. Pattern. We'll go 8.5. There we go. I'll do 4. Yeah, maybe I'll do 4 up there. I think that would look cool. Yeah. Unsuck those guys really fast. And yeah, there we go. That's more like it. I like simplicity here. So the plan is when I'm done printing and I'm done finishing this is inside those grooves is going to get that rub and buff stuff that actually used on the Gazer Beam helmet. So that should work good. All right. Yeah, let's do something similar for the end cap here real quick. 8.5. Come up 3. Those guys. I'll do the old same 3 millimeters. 2. Deconstruction that guy. And then we'll just do 2 of them. Because we can always just add another one to the model. Create a revolve. Boom, boom. 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 And it's a little close to the bottom. Not exactly liking that. 3. We'll go -4.5. There we go. That's more like it. Let's put 1 millimeter on. Oh yeah. Then you know what? Let's put a little fillet on the bottom there just for security's sake. Okay. Done with that. Woohoo. Okay, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is for this portion that I mentioned before the crash, I think I'm actually going to make the grips external just because I want the thing to have some grippiness to it. Now, an idea I just had, but I'm not sure if I will do it or not, is to actually make the grips from a semi-flexible material like NGen Flex and glue them in there. So I'll design for that, but I'm not sure if I'll do that. Because I could always just make a copy of the central body here and do something different. So let me get rid of the end cap, the light cap. Those are not needed anymore. Okay, come from here. Come out like 25. Just check, nobody's saying chat crashed on Twitter. If you guys can still use the chat, please jump in there because I'm curious if it's working or not after the crash. If not, please tweet to me at MakeItWithCal and communicate with me that way. Okay, so we're gonna come up like 30 millimeters, at least, little 45. And we'll go like 75. Correction that guy too. This will be the beginning of our hinge. Oh, perfect. Good, glad to hear that because I didn't see anything in chat. Sometimes you guys are just, you know, being quiet, and sometimes the chat itself actually crashes out. So I was just making sure that my biggest fear of, oh dear, the chat has crashed and I'm sitting here just talking to nothing, which that's kind of what I'm doing anyways, is happening. So that was all. Thanks, guys. If you guys have any design suggestions as well, please feel free to comment them in the chat. Like I said, I'm kind of just making this up as I go, but if you guys have good ideas, I'm all ears. Yeah, we'll do that. Millimeters, but we are going to round the ends off because I'm not going to worry about that. It'll just treat it like a solid object. Yeah, I know how it goes. Lurk mode. Guilty is charged as well. So I'm going to go in -1. Go. Okay. So what that's done is that's created a pocket that now let me design up really fast. Let me just go back into the original design. So now I can design up what will become the handle inserts. Because like Mike Holmes says, do it right the first time. And that's what we're doing here. We're going to do it right the first time on this. Even if it means it's going to take a little longer, but it should be worth it. Oh, hey, CF Zone. What am I making? Give me 2 seconds, buddy, and I will show you. What I'm making is my own version of a lightsaber that if you, here, I'll throw it in the chat for you really fast. I'm making my own version of that guy. Now, like I said before, I don't know if the website selling these is legit or not or anything like that. I'm just making my own version of it because why not? Let's just say a friend of mine who on YouTube goes by the screen name White Tigers 18. Those who know will know who I'm talking about. Saw an advert on Instagram for these and was like absolutely geeking out over them, about them over the weekend. And I was like, you know what? somebody's birthday is coming up soon, but I was like, instead of buying one, why not make my own version of one? Because that's what I do. So I just decided to do a quick live stream of designing it, just for the fun of it. So let me just give this a color really fast. Paint black, because that's the color that the engine flex will be. And then the colors that I'm giving this are not what the final colors are probably going to end up being, but I'm just giving it these colors so it's easier to see the contrast between parts on the stream. So we now have one of those guys created. So I'm going to label that rip. On the original, it didn't have anything like that. It was all they did is they anodized the whole thing. Then they machined the grooves into it, anodized it, then threw it back on the machine to cut through the anodize, which is not very friendly on your tooling, but it looks really cool. So what I'm doing is I'm like, well, the heck with it. If I'm going to print it, I might as well, you know, make it a little better so it actually has a true grip on it. Rover is asking for the blade. Am I going to use translucent filament? Actually, I'm probably not going to 3D print the blade. I'm thinking what I might do is I might actually, there we go. What I'm thinking I might do is I might actually use a plastic rod from McMaster-Carr. Let me link to it really fast. And just pop out the chat on my laptop too. Go to McMaster. Oh, you guys can't see this. Fast acrylic rod. Detail. Boom. So not unless I get my hands on some translucent filament, which I don't have. The rod is about 15 bucks a foot, and that's not too bad for 1.5 inch diameter clear cast acrylic rod. Now, if somebody is gracious enough to send me some clear filament, I will totally, you bet your butt, I will print up a blade for the thing. But I was thinking I will probably just take the rod over to my old machine shop class and then just kind of maybe round the end over a little bit. But like I said, if you guys want to send me some filament, please send me a message and I will give you my temporary mailing address. I will gladly shout you out if you do that. So don't feel like you have to, guys, but if you were so graciously inclined, I will make sure that you get the proper thank you in the video for it, because it would actually be really cool to print up a custom designed blade. I will admit that would be cool. Just for visual sake here, I've drawn up those guys. I think I'm actually going to make the grip a new component, actually. Well, yeah. Let's see if I can actually group them. Never done creating a group before, so I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to try. Create a group. Boom. Boom. Oh, how does one create a group in Fusion? Anybody knows how to do that, please comment. I'm going to jump on Google really fast. Group bodies. Oh. Combine. Modify menu. Okay. Modify. Combine. New component. Oh. Oh, that was simple. Cool. So if you guys don't know what I did is I just made all of the grip pieces their own separate component. So now I can turn it on and off at will. So I'm going to modify that though. Tell it to turn that off. I don't want to take all those. Modify, combine, new component. I wonder why it keeps that one group behind though. Weird. Okay, whatever. Point is, I now have my individual grip. I now have my other 10 grips. I am very happy because that makes my life a lot easier. So let me see here. I think I'm going to add like maybe 1 or 2 more ribs to it, but I really don't want to do too many because then I just feel like it gets kind of crowded. I almost, yeah, you know what? I think those at the bottom, they're too close together. It looks bad. So I'm going to move that guy up 5, which is the halfway point. Then I'm going to adjust my spacing to 10, minus 10. So yeah, oh, that's going to look cool. Oops, did not do that. 8. I'll go 10. Let me see here. Why didn't it do it to the other guys? You know what? I'm just going to see. I might not be able to sweep all those at once because it's not all the same model. Yeah, I can't. Okay, whatever. Okay, slight change of plans. We'll then get rid of that, and then we'll just sweep this guy up here really quick. Sweep. Bam, boom, boom. That. Oh, whoops. I want it to be a revolve. Yeah, my brain's not working. Okay, there. Axis. Boom. Done. Hey. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Yes, now we are talking. That's the one thing with design. Don't be afraid to go back and adjust what you've already done. I mean, there's times where I'll look at something like this and go, yeah, no, that needs to change. So I'm thinking I might do the same up on the top, just space them out a little bit, make it look a little better. Have a good one, TT. Yeah, I'll be back up in NorCal probably middle of the 3rd week of January, because another weird quirk with SF State is we don't start school till like the 4th week of January. So I won't be back for a while unless, you know, something major happens, but I'm kind of hoping that doesn't. So we'll see. Bingo. Angular. I'm going to stick with the same 10 millimeter spacing I had before. I actually kind of like that. How many did I do at the bottom? I did. I did 4 at the bottom. I'll do 4 at the top. What's the distance though from that to that? 23 millimeters. Yeah, 18 works. You know what? I'll go 15 just so it spaces out a little better. 16. We'll do 15 so that way they're a little more equal. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. 10. We'll do 4 again. Go. Bada boom, bada da. Bada boom, bada bang. Bada bang, bang. Sorry guys if I make weird sound effects when I'm thinking. It's just a quirk of me. There. There. We don't need the end cap. Create, sweep, that, bang, bang, that, origin on. Why do I keep selecting sweep instead of revolve? Oh boy. This is what happens when I'm rushing. Nothing good happens. Okay. Is that so hard, Calvin? Yeah, I guess it was because I had to overcomplicate it, as always. Oh. Now we're talking. That is looking really cool. Oh, yeah. Now, the one thing I might actually do is I think I might move the location of the light a little bit so it's a little better centered. I'll do like 142. There we go. In the wise words of my friend Scott, if it looks right, it is right. Boy, does that look right. All right. So I think the one last thing I'm going to do whilst I'm here. Hey, Mayus boy. Paul's asking, what am I making? If you scroll up just a tiny bit in the chat to the Ultra Sabers link, I am making my own, in my opinion at least, slightly better version of it. It's a custom lightsaber for a friend and show co-host of mine. So I'm just going to jump over to here. I'm going to go, it's 1.5 inches. 1. I figure while I'm at it, let me just draw up the light rod while I'm at it. I haven't figured out a way to hold it in place, but I have an idea using maybe O-rings on the end for friction. So we'll see about that. 12 inches is 305. Body appearance. Do they have? Isn't no. Apparent? Yes. Hey, they got clear acrylic. Awesome. So the only thing I can't do in Fusion is I can't make it look like it's lit up. You know, there. Rounded the end off for safety. So I really don't know how long I would make the actual fake blade part. Personally, I'd love to make it like 18 inches, but the plastic is about $15 a foot, and 2 feet would be running me darn near $30. Yeah, it'd be $30, and I'm like, oh no, I'm good. So we'll see about that, but I think while I'm at it, I think I'm actually going to call it, done at this point, I'm going to call this the blade. You know what? The heck with it. You guys are up for it. Vote in the chat. First person who says yay or nay to me designing up a custom blade for this thing will determine if I'm going to design a custom, potentially 3D printable blade for it, or if we're just going to call it a stream. Because I do have my Formbot T-Rex, which needs some help, but it has theoretically a 400, what is it again? A 16-inch by 16-inch build area thereabouts, which I believe is about 400 by 400, so it's big. So in theory, you could make a huge blade that you could put on the end of this thing, which would look pretty cool. So I'll give you guys another minute or so to vote either way. In the meantime, I'll just start saving out some STLs of design. Yeah, I'll put a little bevel on there. File, 3D print. All right, let's put the mid buddy. While I'm at it, I'll show you guys the print times in theory for this as well. Mid body and end cap, and then rip. All right, let me just stop sharing that. Let me jump on over, just fire up Simplify 3D here real quick, and then I'll show you guys how the parts would slice up real quick. Screen share, application, Simplify. Okay, so here we are in Simplify. Just to show you guys an idea. This is printing on the Geeetech A10M, so it's got, I believe, about a 220 by 220 by 260-ish build volume. So I'd probably print the body on here. Let me just see for fun with supports. Because I do have some new, you know what? I don't think I need supports. Oh, yeah. I'm not terribly worried about the top part printing up perfectly. I'm going to tell it just to do it as an extruder 1 print. Yeah, whatever. Shush, shush. Nobody cares. Yeah, it's going to print well. You know what? Let me just jump on over to the Ultimaker just because I know that's already good to go. 1, 2, layer. Yeah, 0.12. Yeah, I've just set this up on the Ultimaker as a standard print with a 0.4 nozzle. But what kind of speed are we looking at? Still would take a while, that's for sure. Partly just because of the lower layer heights, but you know what? Let me just adjust it really fast. Let me just see how long it would take with the small nozzle. Yeah, we'll go 0.12. Won't do any supports, but we'll do like 20% on the body. And I think I will actually tell it to do it with 3 perimeters, just because I want this print to be really nice and chunky strength. Oh, dang, 20 out. It's about 20 hours to print. Yikes. Well, I guess that's not horrible. All right, well, we got that. Then we have the end cap. That shouldn't take more than a couple of hours because it's pretty small. Yeah, 4 hours. That's more like it. Not too bad. Yeah, the infill's a little high, but like I said, I want it durable. I have thought about actually hollowing the end cap out. And the other idea I have is to give it a little more mass at the end of making it so it's hollow, but then it prints a flat top, and then filling the middle up with, say, lead shot or something like that, so it has a little more heft to it. But we'll see about that. And then we've got end cap. Oops, wrong one. I want the top. Now, because there is that gap right there, and I'm trying to avoid using support because I know what a nightmare that will be. I'm going to see if I can actually print the cap in this orientation and have it work without support material reasonably well. I mean, it doesn't need to look perfect, but I think it might just work. You know what? When the live stream ends, I think I'll just pull the model down like this and run a quickie test print of it and then update you guys on Twitter. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed this mini little Christmas live stream. It's been a blast. Hope you guys have a safe and Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. And stay tuned because there might be more design streams. I might, show the rough prototype of this printed, things like that. So we'll see, but hope you guys enjoyed. Have yourself, like I said, a very Merry Christmas. Thank you to all of those of you who jumped in on the live stream here. Really appreciate that because I do realize it's the holidays and it's a little crazy. So see you guys later. Have a good one.